You can make your own SEO tool for free with AI, with ChatGPT or with GPT-4. And it's not that difficult. Let me show you how. So we are over in a new chat window and I just take a prompt like this, criticize this text and make suggestions for improvements. So let's copy that in and let's take an article from my sort of fail blog. Let's take this one and I copy the whole thing like so and hit submit. So this is actually really good. It has 11 suggestions here for improvements. The title is unprofessional. The introduction is unclear and repetitive. There is a sentence it doesn't like. 2 sentences actually. A paragraph of discussion on novel proteins is repetitive. And the paragraph discussing the human protein intake and kidney function is not directly relevant. And it has some quite on-point notes here for what the article actually is. But I'd like to take this a step further. So I have this idea from Chris over at All About AI. If you haven't watched his channel, I definitely think you should do that. And if you're into prompt engineering, that is the channel for you. He has a video here where he shows you how to make the chatbot be your own critic. And this is actually where I gotten this from. So we could just ask it to rewrite the text based on your notes. And it will rewrite something for us. Usually it comes out quite a lot shorter, and maybe that's a sign as well, I don't know. But I think we can actually improve on this. And one issue that we have with the chatbot is that it doesn't have any newer information. So if I ask it, what is EEAT for SEO? It doesn't give us a really good answer. It knows what EAT is, but it doesn't have any information on what EEAT is. So let me show you how I get around this. So I head over to the Google own description of this, and I go back to the chatbot and ask it to please read this guideline, like so. And this is what is called priming. It gives a summary of the text here. So we can now take this prompt, criticize the text based on your knowledge of EAT and the guidelines given above, and make suggestions for improvements. So let's take that, head over to the chatbot, enter this, and we of course need the text again. We paste that in and see what it comes up with. So this is good. So it has 6 points here that is more general about my writing here. Since I have lack of reliable sources, the information is generalizing, it's inconsistent in language, lack of clarity in arguments, overgeneralization, and a lack of considerations for individual dogs' needs. And knowing my text, this is absolutely completely true. It also gives new suggestions for the improvements. And this is actually more specific and is more general for the whole text and not pointing out single sentences. And so I don't think that I can just improve the text by rewriting 2 sentences. This is a more generalized problem for this text. So Chris over at All About AI, he has another video I like. You can see I've watched quite a lot of them, but he also has a video here where he talks about making the chatbot rate him. So I think we should try that as well. So I'd like to add for my prompts this time, criticize the text based on your knowledge about EAT and the guidelines given above. Create a table where you give me a star, give the text a star rating for every criteria. After the table, make suggestions for improvements. So let's grab this and head back over to the chatbot. So instead of starting a new chat window, I just go up and replace my earlier prompts with this new one. And hit submit. So it's actually giving me basically the same suggestions for improvement here. And while it writes while it writes that out, we can look at the star rating. So accuracy and reliability, only 2 stars, 3 stars for clear, concise writing, 2 stars for logical and coherent organization. So pretty harsh, but still on point for what the text is. But I think we can take this a step further. Let me show you. So if we look here, this is not exactly using the words from EEAT, and it's because these things are inside of the 4 words. So if we wanted to actually make notes on the specific EEAT parameters, we can ask it to do this. So I expanded the prompt a little bit here, and it says, criticize this text based on your knowledge on ENT and the guidelines given above. Create a table where you give the text a star rating for every criteria, and this is the new thing, a reason for your rating. The table must include E, how well the text shows experience. The next E, how well the text shows expertise. A, how well the text shows authoritativeness. T, how well the text shows trustworthiness. And then I've taken the organization and structure and language and tones because English is not my first language, so I need some feedback on that. And I know I struggle with relevance. So when I'm typing and writing articles, I tend to flow off in a direction, and sometimes that's not the right direction to go in. So for me personally, I like to have some feedback on relevance as well. So after the table, I ask it to give an overall rating and estimate if the text could rank in top 3, lower on page 1 or on page 2. And lastly, make some concrete suggestions as before. So let's take this prompt and head back to the chat window. So once again, I'm not starting over. I just go back and replacing this prompt with the new one. Hit submit. So for every single point here, it has some notes on what to improve, and it gives an overall rating that is 3 out of 5, and it estimates that the article will rank lower on page 1. Actually, it's on page 2, so that's not completely accurate, but it's not top 3 anyways, and it has some shorter notes on improvements. And building this SEO tool is a part of a larger strategy where I try to revive this site. If that interests you, you can subscribe to the channel and see how well that is going. Or if I fail big time, I will also show you that. If you want to get your hands on this prompt, it's copied in the description below. And if you're subscribed to the newsletter, I will also be sending it out there. Till next time. Hope this was helpful. If it was, please give the video a thumbs up. Till next time, take care.